Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's Mindfulness Meditation Circle. I'm Davindra Ojala, the Lightworker Coach, founder of Med Yoga School, The Awakening Process and the 7 Keys Meditation. So we will be starting our live class shortly. So let's take some time to wait for others to join us. So as and when you join, just take some time to get comfortable, close the eyes, and we will start in about 5 minutes. So we cut out with the last one, unfortunately, so it looks like the connection is a little bit unstable tonight, and I will look into that. But it's interesting because that seems to happen when we go from a closed group to an open group. So if it happens again tonight, if we don't manage to get through the full class, I will have to move the group back to a closed group, because for some reason that always seems to work. But when it's a open group, we seem to have interruptions. Maybe that's the universe saying keep it as a closed group. So hello Lisa, my lovely, good to have you back. You found me, so we will wait for the others. I know we had Natasha and Linda. Yeah, Linda found us again. So we'll wait for Natasha and Holly to hopefully find us too. So let's just take a moment to connect. So get really comfortable, and we're going to dive into a nice juicy practice today. Fingers crossed, as long as the connection stays secure and stable. So if you have any questions, Lisa, nothing do you mean technically, not personally? You didn't offend me. I didn't pick up any negative thoughts. Hello, Linda, my lovely. Good to have you here. So in fact, what I will do is I'll give a brief background about the 7 keys, and then we can dive in, hopefully, when the others are here as well. So the 7 keys meditation is, it's my passion, it's my love, purely because it's helped me transform so many of my challenges, mentally, emotionally, physically, and externally in life, and turn them around. So my belief is, with meditation, don't use it as a tool to focus on just healing. That is a consequence, or usually a consequence, of practicing meditation on a regular basis. However, I always say use meditation as a tool to discover who you truly are. So this is the real foundation and the purpose of the 7 keys meditation, because there are so many meditations out there, and we have guided meditations, visualizations, creative meditations, and they're all wonderful. They are great. The 7 keys meditation is much deeper. So we go into the subconscious mind, because my passion and what I really love is seeing deep transformation. And the subconscious mind is where we hold our fears, our insecurities, our negative thoughts, and the limiting beliefs that have been passed down to us by society, our parents, ancestors, and they keep us stuck and blocked in a certain model of reality. And often that model of reality is not what we would like to create for ourselves. So the 7 keys really is a process to help you discover what it is that needs transforming in your life, what your negative thoughts are, what the negative beliefs are, the limiting beliefs holding you back, and how to actually transform them. Because we can start to wake up and become conscious of our negative thoughts and our limiting beliefs, which is the first step, the awareness. But if we've had something that's been going round and round for a long time, it's going to be pretty stubborn. And this is when we find we go to do something which would be more productive, which would be more empowering, but we find ourselves being pulled back into the same old habits, the same patterns, all the self-sabotage kicks in. And that's because there's a lot of momentum with that belief. So it's going to take time for us to steer into a new direction. And this is what we can do with the 7 keys. So there's lots of ways I can explain meditation to you, the benefits, etc. But to be honest, you can Google all that. And I don't want to go into that too much today. But to keep it really simple, we work with 7 steps. Now, these 7 steps I have created over the 15 years to take you through a specific journey, one step at a time. So you can master one key at a time. So we're not forcing the journey, we're taking it nice and slowly so that we can really lay a strong foundation for when we move into transformation and when we start to step out into a more empowered place. So the easiest way I would explain meditation to anybody is, because there's so many definitions about it out there. For me, to keep it really simple, it's simply becoming more conscious of everything you are in resistance to. That's it. So as you become more conscious of everything you're in resistance to, you will start to see how you are creating your external results. So if we look at that a little bit deeper, everything you are in resistance to, what does resistance create? Resistance creates a block. Resistance creates discomfort, perhaps pain and suffering. So what are we resisting? So we're resisting life. We're resisting our thoughts, our emotions. So anytime we are in resistance to any part of life, whether that's through judgment, fear, insecurity, etc., any resistance to any of life shows us we are not in flow. So when we release resistance, what do we have? Surrender. We come back to flow. And flow is our natural state. So when we're in flow, universal life force, consciousness, potential flow through us. So there are lots of tools out there in trying to affect our habits, our behaviors. But the beauty of the 7 keys is we don't necessarily need to do that. If we just learn to surrender and let go of the resistance and the barriers we put up, we will naturally come back into flow. So the beauty of this is it's a lazy way of stepping into a greater potential. Because in truth, I don't believe life should be an effort. And when you're in flow, things are in flow because they're effortless. It's easy. It's natural. So each time you're trying to create a new behavior, or trying to use affirmations, or trying to do something different, if your vibrational frequency doesn't match it, you're always going to be trying. It's always going to be efforting. And efforting is upstream and again creates resistance. We want the opposite. We want to go downstream. We want to simply let go, let go, let go, let go, surrender, surrender to all the beliefs, thoughts, emotions that are blocking our potential. And this is what the 7 keys does. It takes you into a place where you're just surrendering, 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 surrendering. And the more you're surrendering, the more you're coming back to that natural state, back into flow. So let's dive in. So we have 7 keys. Now the first key is stillness. And in fact, I usually say to people, practice this for 10 minutes a day for a whole month. If you can do that, then move on. If you can't do that, you're going to have to stay there because that's the foundation. because most people cannot sit still for 5 minutes and do nothing. So this is how much we've conditioned ourselves that just being is not enough. And it's through doing and our action that we can prove we're worthy, we're good enough, etc. That's not how the universe works. The universe wants to give to you for just you being you. The universe adores you. The universe loves you. But it's our own resistance, our own blocks. We get in our own way. So the first one is stillness, and that takes time to start to feel comfortable. Second is we use breath work. So I use a very specific technique called Anapana, which is focused, concentrated breath. And I use that specifically because I want to take you into transformation, into cellular repair of the body, into healing trauma, because there is nobody on the planet that has not experienced trauma. You may not be conscious of it. You may be conscious of it. It might be showing up in your relationships or self-sabotage or blocks in external life. So we start to shift and clear those. Third is body scan, usually known as Yoga Nidra. And that takes us deeper into embodiment, into the cells, into the tissues. Because the deeper we can bring our awareness into the body, the more we're going to feel the energy body. And I want you to be much more conscious that you are energy first, then physical. We think we're physical and then energetic, but we're not, we're energy. So the energy comes first. So if you can start to come back to that awareness that I'm energy first, which then creates my physical body, which then creates my feelings, my emotions, etc., which create my external reality, my life. So we're going right to the cause rather than try and deal with the effect, because otherwise you're just trying to pull out weeds and you'll be here forever trying to pull out a weed and fix it. We want to go straight into the root and pull out the root. And the fourth is the observer. So this is the technique we use, known as the observer self, to allow you to disidentify from the mind and actually start to observe the mind. And this gives you back your power. This brings you into closer connection of who you truly are. Because you're not the mind, you're not your body, you're not emotions. And the more you can experience yourself as the observer, the more you have choice in life. And that's going to take you into empowered choices, behaviors, and actions that result from that. So that's a really important technique to really learn to master, the observer self. And then we move into transformation. So as we start to move into transformation, into key 4, we are then slowing the brainwaves down to the theta state. And this is where most meditations won't take you. But this is my passion, this is my love, because that's where it can feel really uncomfortable, because you're not just going to feel physical aches and pains now. You're going to be aware and conscious of what we refer to as your pain body. So your pain body will surface. For some of us, it might be quite subtle. Some of us, we have very strong, dense, gross, heavy pain bodies. And that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. In fact, quite the opposite, because most people with dense pain bodies tend to awaken and move into the enlightened path journey and are called to it. So it can be a real profound way of awakening. And then we have metta, meditation. So that incorporates loving kindness. So that starts to increase our vibrational frequency to start to really allow the cells to repair on a deeper level as well. And then we move into heart-brain coherence. And that's connecting the brain, the heart, and the gut, which are the 3 brains, and bringing them back into harmony with one another. Okay, so let's dive straight in and see how far we get with this. So make yourself nice and comfortable. If you're crossing the legs, thumb first, fingers together. So that's known as chin mudra. And that simply keeps the energy flow circulating through the body. And this connects us to what we refer to as your higher self, your true self. And this, if there is a goal, is the goal of the 7 Keys meditation. I want you to get a glimpse and experience of who you truly are beyond the identification with mind, with ego, with body, with physical matter. You are way beyond that. And when you actually experience that and know that as truth, your life will completely shift and transform around you. And that is really the biggest gift you could give yourself in life, because it's freedom. It's freedom. So whatever happens in life, you know you can move through it because you are bigger than your life situation. Okay, so we've got Yannicka here. Lovely to have you, Yannicka, my darling. And we've got Joe and Anna Rita. Lovely to have you. So get really comfortable. Lengthen up nice and tall through the spine. Lift the shoulders and drop them back and down. So we just want to create space around the heart. So that's one of the biggest portals we have, an energetic portal that draws energy in and out of the body. Closing the eyes if you haven't already. And I want you just to take a moment to notice into feeling, sensing. So we're dropping out the mind. We're leaving the mind at the door. And we're stepping into this moment. So we don't need to get caught up in each and every thought. Thoughts can simply come and go. And I want you to become aware of stillness. So again, we're not thinking about it. I want you just to experience stillness. Stillness in the mind. Stillness in the body. Stillness in the space around you. And become aware of that part of you that's connecting to stillness. So you're letting go of your past. Let go of who you were. Let go of your future. Let go of what you think you need to be doing, who you should be in the future. The past and future are illusions. We only ever experience the present moment. So time is an illusion that creates a huge amount of anxiety in the physical form. When we break the illusion of time, we come back into the present moment. And in that space, there is no stress, there is no fear, there are no memories, there's no future projections. We're fully in the body. So just take a moment to feel into that stillness that arises when you come into the present moment. Let go of any concepts, any beliefs. Let go of any identity. Just letting everything drop away. You don't even have to try to do that. We're simply emptying. So we're taking off the layers that block us from our true, authentic, higher self, our essential self. Become aware of the sounds you can hear around you. So we're deepening our ability to step back from the mind and move back to awareness and be that awareness. So you're aware of the sounds in the distance, allowing the sounds to come and go. You don't have to label the sounds. Just notice as they arise, following them through until they pass away. Become aware of the sounds closer, sounds inside your room. Moving closer, become aware of the sound of your own breath. Now it's ever so subtle, so you have to really concentrate. Sound of your own breath. Keeping your awareness with the breath as it enters and leaves the nostrils. So we're bringing the mind into a more concentrated state now. So you can feel the sensation of breath entering, leaving the nostrils. It's ever so subtle. A gentle tingling of breath as it enters, leaves. And I want you to start to count your breaths. Inhaling through the nostrils 10. Exhale through the nostrils 10. Inhaling 9. Exhaling 9. Continue down at your own pace. Keeping your awareness with every part of the inhale and every part of that exhale. allowing your awareness to rest on the breath, resting on that wave of the inhale and the wave of the exhale. So again, it's effortless. There's no trying. You're becoming more familiar with this concept of awareness. So it's becoming more of a reality to you. As you start to become more aware, you'll start to see you are that awareness. That's who you truly are. You are awareness. So allow yourself to be the awareness and notice the impact on the body when you allow yourself to rest as a pure awareness. You may feel an expanded state, a sense of lightness, liberation, freedom, expansion, a beingness. Simply a presence, which in fact can't be fully defined. It doesn't have form. This is also known as consciousness. And it doesn't matter if you can't feel that. You may get a glimpse of it. Just keep trusting, just letting everything empty, fall away. And now bring this awareness into the body, the right side of the body. Allow your awareness to sink into the right side of the body, into the right hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, wrist, right arm, elbow, shoulder, armpit, right side of the body, waist, hip, buttock, pelvis, right thigh, hamstring, right knee, calf, shin, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Breath. Bring your awareness to the left side of the body, left side of the body. Allow your awareness to sink deep into the left side of the body. Left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm of the hand, back of the hand, left wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, left shoulder, armpit, left side, left waist, hip, pelvis, buttocks, left thigh, hamstring, left knee, shin, calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, top of the foot, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, fifth toe. Breath. So we've moved from the beta brainwave state to the alpha brainwave state. So into a deeply relaxed state. And this is where the body starts to pull out toxins, surface level toxins. The heart rate starts to come down. The body starts to move into repair. In this space, we start to improve and recondition the nervous system, allowing it to come back into its natural balance. And we're going to move to key 4. So once we've laid the foundation, we move into a deeper relationship with the observer. So we've slowed the brainwaves down. Now, as the observer, we're going to start to observe this space. So you're more present in the body, you're more conscious of the body, and you're going to start to become more aware of the energy body as well as the physical body. So we're going to take just a few areas today. So bring your awareness into your stomach area, keeping the eyes closed. We're going to spend 5 minutes here. There's nothing for you to do other than observe this space. If you become conscious of any thoughts, emotions, again, observe. We're not resisting any emotions. We're not resisting any thoughts. We're not resisting any feelings or sensations. And as we stay here, the more comfortable and safe we start to feel. We start to move and transition into the subconscious. The subconscious mind will start to open up. And this is where we store, as I mentioned earlier, our limiting beliefs, our negative thought patterns, our fears, our insecurities, any blocks holding us back from our power, our worth, our greater potential, our confidence, our self-belief. They all start to rise up to the surface. You may become aware of the thoughts, or you may become aware just of the physical sensations, and that's enough. So we don't need to go up to the level of thought with the 7 keys. We stay in the physical. because the subconscious mind will start to purge all these weeds through the physical body. All we have to do is surrender and allow the process. So we're opening up to higher consciousness, to what we refer to as source energy. And as this energy starts to move through us and we start to connect more to our spiritual being, which is a huge part of our potential, we become more integrated as a human being. We understand we are mind, body, and soul. And it's our spiritual connection that allows our body to start to heal and transform. Any unconscious blocks. So start to become aware of the sensations. What are the sensations you're feeling in the stomach? Does it feel relaxed? Does it feel tight? Heavy? Is there pulsating? Is it comfortable? Uncomfortable? Is there a tight knot somewhere? Are there butterflies? Is there anxiety, fear, sadness? We'll stay here for a few more minutes, just allowing whatever needs to rise up without expectation, keeping an open mind. So we start to become more and more sensitive. We start to drop deeper into the present moment, which is the space that allows all these sensations to come and go. Initially, the mind will be in fight flight to any blocks from the subconscious mind, which is what meditation practice is really used for, is to practice staying so that the mind eventually drops its guard and you can stay present when these uncomfortable feelings such as fear, sadness, or any stored emotions or any experiences we're currently having can move through us. So we're releasing resistance to any of life. So we don't want to mask with just the positives. Having no resistance to life means understanding when there is pain. I'm okay with that. Pain is a part of life. Pain will move through my body. To allow it to move through. Everything is temporary. When there's joy or happiness, again, it all comes and goes. It all ebbs and flows. And often we don't want things to change, or we only want the good feelings and good emotions. But that's not evolution. To evolve and to grow as a soul and through wisdom, we need to embrace all of life. And when there's no fear to life or whatever it's going to show up, because we know we can allow life to be as it is, we can face those challenges, we can live a liberated life. We're no longer in resistance to the future. We trust that whatever the future brings, we can move through this. Okay, so I'm going to take you now to the last area. So I want you to now move into the throat. and apply exactly the same principle I've just shown you as the observer. I want you to feel and sense into your throat. We're going to stay here for 5 minutes. Become aware of any sensations within your throat area. Again, is it tight, open? Just explore. And you can practice weaving your consciousness deeper into the cells, into the tissues. Stay present with what you're feeling and sensing in the throat. So we're not labeling anything good or bad, right or wrong. There's no judgment. There's no attachment. There's no craving. There's no resistance. We're keeping the mind neutral. You're staying as awareness. And as you become more and more familiar with this awareness, you'll see the peace that exists as you stay here. Now just take a moment to bring your awareness to the heart. Take 5 deep breaths into the heart space. And feel the energy, feel the connection from the heart up to the throat and heart down to the stomach. Again, explore that space. Good. Become aware of the sounds around you. The sounds in the distance. Become aware of the flow of breath as it moves nice and deep into the belly. Become aware of your whole body. Become aware of your presence. And take a moment to feel you as presence, as awareness. So this is connection. When you're connected to your true self. And really the journey of self-discovery, the journey of meditation, mindfulness, is to bring you into this space more and more so that you can start to become much more comfortable in this space in your daily life. And so all your interactions, your choices, your decisions come from this space, not from the mind, because the mind is a projection of the future, a perceived future, or stories about the past. The mind is not the truth of who you are. And each time we give the mind power over us, we will create some level of pain and suffering for ourselves. We're giving our power away to our truth. So take a moment to recognize who you really are. That expansive space, beingness, that stillness. And from that space, you can start to blink the eyes open and gently start to become aware of the light around you, the walls and the space around you as you start to interact energetically with the space you're in. Welcome back. So take a moment to notice how it now feels to be in the body and in life, much more fully present in the body as awareness. And what I'd really love you to start to do and practice is connecting to this awareness, this space, as you go make a cup of tea, as you interact with people. We don't need to lose this connection because it's the most beautiful connection. And this is presence. It's what you pass on to others, and others feel that from you. It's your authenticity, it's your light, it's who you truly are. And often society can lead us on a very mind fixed path, and we lose ourselves because of that. Whereas what we're really learning to do is take our power back so we can then use the mind as a tool. So we're the master. Whereas society teaches us very much that we don't have that authority or level of power. So everything becomes very mind-based, which again is predominantly fear-based. And we can often be afraid to really stay in this space and think, well, if I stay in this place of stillness, beingness, my true nature, I'll not get anything done. And that's not true. You will do things in a different state. So we go from being motivated to being inspired. Motivation, there's nothing wrong with motivation, but it's when it's out of balance. Motivation requires a lot of action from our ego, from our person, the human self. Whereas inspiration is the opposite. Inspiration is the surrender, the letting go and allowing creative ideas, creative energy to move through us. It replenishes us, it nourishes us. Whereas ego-based or mind-based action, which is out of fear of I have to do this, I should do this, this needs doing, I must get this done on my to-do list. It's easy to get into that trap. But when we're in that trap, we are depleting our own reserves, our own life force. And that's where it's so important you stop and replenish yourself, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but you must replenish yourself and allow the energy that moves through you to move into your actions. Otherwise, you will be the one that's doing everything and end up depleted with no energy. So they're very different states. So meditation brings you back into balance so that you can use motivation and inspiration and keep them balanced together. Because it's so easy in today's society to get really focused in the doing, and forget about our being. Whereas being is what drives our doing if we want things to turn to fruits and really enjoy what we've been doing. Otherwise, we're creating, and when we receive, it's not fulfilling. We can't enjoy what we've been building and creating. So these are your true qualities. You want joy, you want peace, you want fulfillment, you want pleasure. And they only come from having your connection to source, to yourself. And that's the state of being. So don't lose that. That's so important. That needs to be the foundation. Otherwise, everything else just feels dry and dull. So I hope this has helped. I was speaking to somebody today who is a doctor locally, and he was saying to me 60% of patients that come in nowadays are in fact coming in due to stress. That doesn't surprise me at all. So many people are experiencing high levels of stress right now, and we've got 60% going to the doctor now for stress related symptoms and problems, and it's on the rise. So I want you to really wake up and be conscious of what is stress, what actually is stress. How am I creating stress in my life? Stress is a resistance. We often think, in fact, stress is the external environment. Yes, that impacts us, but only when internally there's turbulence that's not being dealt with. If we are dealing with our inner turbulence and cleaning up on a regular basis, we are not so impacted by the external world. Stress and the level of stress that's out in society at the moment is because we have not dealt with our inner state. We focus and prioritize the external world and our life situation over our inner being. And this is where it's now hit a crisis point. And we have to prioritize our inner being. When we prioritize our inner being, the external world does not have that level of impact on us that it would do if we're topped up and we're full. That's when we start to create dis-ease for ourselves. So please do really take meditation as a medication. I love saying that. As a medication, because it really is a preventative for so much, but also hugely healing and transformative. I've worked with clients now where we have overcome cancer, we've overcome fibromyalgia, we've overcome all sorts of stuff, I've got so many testimonials on my website. So please, if you do need extra support and help, for the next 12 months, I've opened up my one-to-one coaching programs. So I am going to be offering private coaching, and I have got reduced rates on them. I've included a concession rate for those with low incomes to half the price now as well. So please do have a look if you want some one-to-one coaching. I'm also offering corporate coaching and bringing mindfulness into businesses and corporations. And there's also yoga, which I'm doing, and life coaching. So please do shout out if you need some support and extra assistance. More than happy to support you in the way I can. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, please drop them into the comment box, because I will also be jumping onto my Facebook business page once a week now, giving tips and tools just to keep you inspired, to make sure you're loving yourself, and to share some really powerful snippets of meditation and life tools. So I'll answer your questions there. Have a wonderful evening. I will leave this, I'll post this out in the newsletter. If you're not on the newsletter, make sure you get onto the newsletter, www.thelightworkercoach.com. And I love you all so much. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for prioritizing, because coming together as a group is powerful. We support each other. We raise our vibration together, and it's been studied scientifically now that when people come together as a group to meditate, we impact society, we impact ourselves. Lots of stuff you can Google on that. So please prioritize yourself. I'll be in this group once a month with a training. So we'll aim to do a full 60-minute practice. We did about 35-40 minutes today. But a 60-minute practice does take you much deeper. But with this, it really is continued practice. Keep practicing, because you can heal and transform so much. And I want you to be experiencing the states of joy, freedom, and the feelings are what we're here for. The rest is just all bollocks. Doesn't matter. We want the feelings, we want the experience. So we need to make sure that our feelings are our priority. Have a wonderful week, and do have a look at my website. I've also got the Lighthouse, and I've got some lovely ladies here tonight who are part of the Lighthouse. It's only £45 a month, but it's a group, it's a community where we meet every fortnight. And we do some healing together, we do some life coaching, some empowerment work, some transformation work. If you want to be a part of that, do let me know, and I will look forward to seeing you very soon. Mwah. Sleep well, my darlings. Night, night.